is saying 10 and step in front of the congregation. I almost forgot what I'm saying because so clearly reading is important. I don't know what the fuck you doing. If you didn't see what I saw, and first of all, let me introduce myself to y'all. K.Busy, K.A.Vuitton, we back in this thing. K2 Gutty, sleep with a cutter. Mr. Juelz Santana, you know what I'm saying? You've done your thing, prominent career, great rapper. Fuck with you. But nigga, you speaking a lot of buffoonery. Because apparently, and don't get me wrong, with the advancements of technology, we don't gotta do too much. I'm with you there. But you gotta read something, love. I already got a 3rd grade reading level. With all this technology, shit. Nigga, I might go to grade 1 reading level. You know what I'm saying? But anyways. Juelz Santana claims kids don't need to learn to read. Now, learn to read is crazy. You should know how to learn to read. Because, nigga, without the phone, what if your phone died? Check GPT or whatever else AI ain't there to help your ass. What the fuck you gonna do? Are you supposed to read anything? You fucked, my nigga. You fucked. Don't get me wrong. With all the advancements of technology, we're gonna be fine. Especially with, like, I always say this, with the self-driving cars, it's going to be to a point, like, yeah, you can get your driver's license and shit. Yeah, that's cool. But, nigga, with the self-driving cars, you ain't gotta do shit. You just turn that shit on and you just fake like you driving. The car gonna take you wherever the fuck you want to go. Now, in the case of it's dead or like there's an issue with it, then at that point you gotta drive. But other than that, the shit gonna take you where you need to go. It is what it is. And you stealing job from the chauffeurs and the drivers at this fucking point. But anyways. During a recent podcast, Juelz Santana shares his controversial take on education, raising eyebrows in the process. Don't get me wrong, niggas be finessing with ChatGPT in school. I ain't gonna lie, nigga, if I had ChatGPT on the road every year, fuck y'all niggas talk. It must be trash being a teacher. Because yeah, you gotta give the syllabus and all this shit and teach these motherfuckers. But at the same time, they just come up with ChatGPT, they doing all this, they doing all that. I feel like how before, you know, you have to cite your work with the certain formats you have to write essays with. I feel like they'll come up with some bullshit like that for ChatGPT to the point like we know if you got it from there or you had it help you. I think eventually they're gonna come up with some bullshit like that, but I digress. Anyways. It's no secret that people have a lot of strong feelings when it comes to the topic of education. This includes Juelz Santana. It's not really education, my nigga. It's just the advancement of technology in general. Who shared his thoughts on the matter during a recent appearance on the No Funny-ish podcast. According to him, financial literacy should be made a bigger priority than it is now, which I do agree. Financial literacy should be a bigger priority in schools. They should teach motherfuckers taxes. I believe in some schools they even started teaching motherfuckers coding with how technology is advancing. It's like, yeah, you should teach them niggas that. It should be mandatory classes that niggas should take. He even thinks it should take precedence over reading now. Nigga, yes, don't get me wrong. Financial literacy, very important. And Juelz says some bullshit like you could use like an AI to teach you how to read. Nigga, you could use an AI to break down financial literacy. What the fuck is we talking about? But if you cannot understand words on the paper, how the fuck is you gonna get places? You know what I'm saying? In general, bro, that's a fucking skill every human needs. As much as financial literacy is important and should be a skill every person has as well, reading as well. I feel like that is very important as well. They should be on the same tier of importance. You know what I'm saying? It's like how you should teach kids to be entrepreneurs. Because if you go back in the history of schools, it was basically like schools are just there to get you ready for the workforce. You show up at this time, you have lunch at this time, you go home at this time, you do work here to prepare you for whatever profession you go into. And that's all fine and dandy, but at the same time, you know, you should teach you some leadership and entrepreneurial skills. Because maybe you don't want to go work for Tim. Bro, you want to start your own shit. You heard me? So it should give you some building blocks towards that as well. But anyways. By the time they get to 9th grade, they should be learning how to start businesses. I'm not mad at that, he explained. But they don't really need to learn how to read. And that's where you got a mistake. When asked to choose between math and reading, he doubled down math, he declared. Well, this is where I would put reading more important than math. Like the basic math. Once we get into like algebra and calculus and all this other bullshit. Now, depending what profession you're going to. But if you just need like, for like finances, bro, you don't need that all. Like algebra, like you don't need all of the algebra with the letters. You don't need all that shit. Some of that shit you don't need. If you're just doing not basic, but arithmetics and like business, portfolios, bank statements and all that. Yeah, you could get by without what's it like? Integrals and derivatives, whatever the fuck them bitches is called. You could get by without doing all that shit. I ain't gonna care. You could listen to a book on YouTube. All right. Which I partake in the audio book. I will say. So I ain't mad at him. You can still obtain the information. You don't have to know how to read. No, you do know how to read. Because you have to understand words. Listen, all these words I be spouting to you, bro, is because of reading and conversing. Now, sure, you might not be reading books. I read articles. I read me some little manga here and there. I read me a book or two. But, like, yeah, you can style it towards you. You don't got to go read the boring shit. Go get, like, an action thriller. Like, you can get some shit, some fiction, some love story. You can get some shit now. Anyways. I believe common sense is better than... I will say some niggas do not know common sense. Or they believe too much in intellect that they don't understand common sense. I will say that, though. I agree with him there. Santana proceeded to call himself a common sense N-word and to claim that he'd rather have 0 book smarts than like street smarts. Okay, but that's different. Like, I get what he's saying with that, because it's like, I feel like you should have both. Don't get me wrong. Like, have like street smarts and everything. Like, it is important. You know what I'm saying? And having book smarts is important, right? That's why I always say, like, a lot of these kids is fucked up because they don't really go outside. That's how they get played with. They don't go outside, and then they're novices to how people be. I always say, bro, your kids got to go outside and kind of be in different environments and hang out with different groups of people to understand shit. Because if you just kick it with the same type of person, bro, your ass just run of the mill. You got to go experience. I also advocate for travel as well. See how other people live in the world as well, bro. It's going to give you different perspectives, and it's going to help shape yourself as a person, which the book smarts doesn't do. It doesn't help shape yourself as a person. But I still do feel like you do need both. I try to understand people. Like, nowadays, you can listen to a book. He continued, as revealed that Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power was the last thing he read. Co-host Kenny KP Supreme then argued that reading is essential for understanding contracts, prompting Santana to push back once again. Reading is just when people want to embarrass you and try to play you, or you can't read your contract. Anybody who said you can't read your contract, they didn't read their contract, he insisted. They had a lawyer read their contract, they just saying it to be funny. Which, get a lawyer, entertainment lawyer to read your contract. This isn't the only controversial take Juelz Santana shared in recent months. Either earlier this year, he also weighed in on the Cameron and Jim Jones. Okay, we're not gonna go into that. Yo, that Cameron and Jim Jones shit, hey, them niggas got some issues. It is what it is. But this is one of these things where it's like, I see what he's trying to say. Maybe he's not saying it as eloquently as you want, and I probably butchered that word, eloquent, as you want to be heard. Both things can be true at the same time. I think reading is as important as financial planning. They should both be taught in schools and both be they should both have an emphasis. See, even I'm fucking up. Without reading, I'd be horrible. But they should both have an emphasis on them in school as well. Also, with his book smarts versus street smart thing, listen, you should have both. You could be, see, this is the thing. A lot of people is smart in school, or they don't, and they just assume shit they read, but they not really in their position. And a lot of people just experience shit, but they don't try to go learn some shit. That's what niggas fuck up. You need both to round yourself. That's what I feel. Because it's like, as much as life is about learning and all this other shit, is also met on experiences. And that's where the common sense or street smarts comes in. You do need to go experience some shit. But a lot of motherfuckers just like to stay in and do all that. Yeah, so again, both things can be true at the same time. I don't think one is better than the other. But I do get the aspect of him saying that, in schools they didn't focus much on financial planning, so they should focus on it more than reading. Which, okay, we can have a discussion about that. But just the way he's tried to speak about it, it was just like, you're talking buffoonery. But again, I could see where he was trying to land. And I feel like he does have a message in there. He just didn't explain it correctly. But what do y'all think? Comments down below, links in the description. Besides this, your friendly neighborhood cat A signing off for today. The Black TJ that Wilder doing this thing. My name ring bells like Quasimodo. Hit like, subscribe. You trying to hit a little bit more to your and I'm gone. Slams on peace, y'all. Aye.